Hello again. Now this is an issue I've addressed before, a couple of times actually, and I find myself having to cover it again. Thumbnails, specifically thumbnail cheating as it's been termed. Now the reason I'm going to address this again is because I wanted to attack it from a slightly different direction than I've gone at it before. Previously I've made videos talking about or mocking people who thumbnail cheat, quote unquote thumbnail cheat, which is basically putting a provocative image right in the middle of your video, which will then become the default thumbnail that people see. Now this is usually done to attract views. Often it's done just gratuitously. That thumbnail is thrown up and it has nothing to do with the video at all. That is thumbnail cheating. Now let's have a talk about using thumbnails responsibly, and to do that I've invited my very special friend, Mr. Monkey. Now, Mr. Monkey, please explain to the people how to use thumbnails responsibly. That's right, you can't do that because 1, you're a monkey, and 2, you're an inanimate stuffed animal. So let's go out of this my way. Now listen, thumbnails are there for a purpose, and the reason YouTube haven't gone the route of like randomizing the image that becomes the video thumbnail to help stop people gaming the system and cheating is because the thumbnail is actually useful for those of us who use it responsibly. Now, I know you're all confused at this point. Here I am talking down to my audience again, and I know you guys love it when I do that. Listen to me. See this magazine? Now, don't ask me why I have a Clio magazine in my house because, well, the reason I have, this is the only magazine in the house, the only one I could use as an example for this video. The reason I have it is because I was actually in this issue. Yeah. Now, look at this magazine cover. Beautiful woman. Headline. All over the place. We can compare this to a YouTube video. The beautiful girl on the cover is there to attract eyeballs, and people go, "Whoa!" And the headlines are there to attract interest. The headlines are the same as a video title. The picture is the same as a video thumbnail. Why is that not magazine cheating? Because the picture on the front is directly relational to the content. That girl on the cover, there's a story about her in the magazine. The difference between using a gratuitous picture to attract views and using a thumbnail that is about the video to attract views is just like that magazine. It's legitimate because the thumbnail is a really quick visual way to tell people exactly what to expect from the video. And I know this may come as a complete shock to some of you out there, but sex sells. Okay, we all know it. Advertisers have known it for many, many, many years. So if a person out there just wants to make videos all about popular hot chicks, that's their thing. Whether they do it well enough for you to keep watching them is an entirely different story. 'Cause sex sells. Now, I did a video recently about the YouTube party that's going on in Sydney on October 23rd. I made the thumbnail that, a brightly coloured thing with a little party hat on the YouTube logo, and you know, and that was done to attract attention, to give people an instant clue as to what the video was about. If the video was just titled YouTube Party and you saw me sitting here going, it's not as powerful an impact as actually using that thumbnail for, well, what's essentially marketing advantage. You're attracting eyeballs. We are competing for views here. People have limited time, and the only reason we make videos is for other people to watch them. So any accusations of, oh, you're just doing it for the views, duh! Of course I want views. That's the whole reason I'm making these. The more eyeballs I get, the more people I get to hear what I'm saying, the more discussion I get, which is one of the funnest parts about this website. You know, if all I wanted was pure views, I would just make every video about the hottest celebrity who's being gossiped about at the moment. But you know what? That crap bores me to tears. So I don't do that. I make videos about stuff I want to talk about. That's what I do. Now, if I'm doing a video about the Sydney Harbour Bridge, I will use as a thumbnail a picture of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Now, if I'm doing a video about the Sydney Harbour Bridge and I use for my thumbnail a picture of Britney Spears getting out of a car and flashing her genitals to the entire world for another stab at some media attention, that's wrong. That is gaming the system. That is taking advantage of the system. That's cheating, because you're giving a false representation of what your video is about. Now, there are some users who go the extra step and try and game the system while not you know, trying to be avoided calling cheats. And I know you know who I'm talking about here because he's fairly high profile. And basically what he does is in the middle of his video, he puts a little throwaway line or a comment or something about the sexiest girl who's going on in the media at the moment, and that allows him to put a picture up there. The thing that interests me, though, is he can't possibly have distribution rights for those photographs he uses. So he is, in effect, breaking the terms of service. Copyright infringement. He hasn't been pulled up on it yet. Probably will sooner or later. So long story short, ladies and gentlemen, using a thumbnail image deliberately designed to attract attention to a video isn't necessarily cheating unless the thumbnail you're using has absolutely no relevance to your video. So wake up, people. Not everybody who uses a thumbnail image designed to attract attention is a cheater. So stop and consider for a minute. Use what tiny amounts of brain power you've got left in that thick skull of yours to figure out if the thumbnail is actually relevant to the video or if it's just there gratuitously to get your attention. Why would I want to use gratuitous shots of bikini babes in my videos to attract attention anyway? The only kinds of people who come to see it will be people who want to watch videos about bikini babes, and they wouldn't subscribe to me anyway because I've just made a fool out of them by tricking them into watching a video. So it's kind of pointless to do that anyway. Ha ha! Another taste of what I like to call logic and common sense, which sadly isn't that common. Catch you next time.